So the point of why I wanted to like make something talking about this update in particular is because of the item durability. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with item durability in this game, pristine condition, it has like a green dot and then it goes down to like, dimmer green to yellow to orange to red. And it goes from pristine to worn to damaged to badly damaged to ruined, which is the red dot. And once it's ruined, you can't even use it or equip it anymore. If it's like a bag or something, you can't hold anything in it and wear it. It's just unusable. It was a pretty impactful thing to find pristine condition items. So the thing is with this new loot table, everything is so diminished in quality that I don't like hardly found anything that was pristine condition. So while I can understand making it more rare makes the things more valuable and desirable, right? You can't just find pristine things for every thing in slot and get the best in slot that's pristine condition. I understand that, but also it's frustrating that when you finally find that pristine item, all it takes is like one hit, one bullet, like one something to like graze your character model, and that item is likely worn or damaged or whatever. Once the item becomes worn, you cannot repair it to pristine anymore. So once it goes down from pristine to worn and below, you can only repair up to worn, right? So the problem with this is that like not only are you finding way less pristine items that give you that like cushion period before they become worn, damaged, badly damaged, etc. Everything you find is damaged, so you're gonna have to repair what you have found if you have the materials to repair it up to worn. You can't go all the way to pristine, but you can at least go to worn. But that's if you find the item and the thing to repair it, and then you can only go to worn. So it kind of like creates this limbo where like you're always gonna have like damaged gear, which I understand, like it's a apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic situation and everything, but the item durability system before was not good. So this is not helping it any. This is making it worse. I don't know. I understand that like the game population is probably not going to suffer that much, but that's because most of the people exist in modded servers. Is in modded servers that just change this or just ignore those rules to begin with. They just have their server set up different, so they aren't affected by this. But anybody who comes to the game new or is trying to play on vanilla servers for some reason, it's not a very good experience. I objectively, I don't see how that it's fun or exciting to like every time you find loot that you need, it's damaged or unusable or like you can't even repair. It's just I don't know. If every single modded server was adopting this system, like, oh, finally, we can't find anything in good condition and everything's broken, great. Then I'd be like, all right, well, maybe I'm just need to be more open-minded. But the fact that everybody is just immediately ditches this proves me right further. They're not embracing this change. It's not good for the player experience. It's not good for new players learning. It reminds me of 1.09 when you couldn't find any food and the game was literally unplayable. And then in 1.10 they changed it back. And it's like, okay, so are they going to change this durability thing next update? I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, I am like genuinely piqued my interest about this new like underground bunker complex, but like I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know. Basically, like I've said multiple times before, my proposal was that there would be another durability between pristine and worn, like used or like lightly worn or like, like it's not pristine anymore. Let's just say 1% of items spawn pristine, right? So you have like this 1% chance to get the item in full condition, full durability. But then as soon as you use it once or you get hit or whatever, now it's no longer pristine, right? So like there's this giant gap between the quality and the longevity of how long an item lasts, whether it's a piece of clothing or a tool or a knife or a gun, whatever. Like, there's a big gap between pristine and worn, right? Like, because once it goes to worn, you can't get back, and there's like a good amount of use durability before it gets to worn, right? So put something between pristine and worn, like lightly worn or used or whatever, and then also show the actual percentage of durability, so that everybody knows, oh, when this reaches 60 whatever percent or this percent, it's now going to damage, right? Like, the fact that there's no number to even tell you like how close, like, it would help a lot to know how close your thing is to the next durability level, especially if there's not going to be another durability between pristine and worn, because I still don't understand how there's not. Like, it makes no sense. So, especially now that you can't even find things that are that are fucking pristine anymore. Dude, is this the edge of the world? I'm about to just leave, bro. Just whack. That's not, is it? Or is it? It's just the hill. So yeah, like, people who play on modded, let's just say, for example, they have traders, right? Most modded servers have traders, or a lot of them do at least. They can just go to the trader and buy any item that they have enough money or rubles for and get it pristine. Any item, at any point, anytime they want, right? The modded game is so far removed from the experience that you're forced to have in vanilla that, like, all of these changes don't even affect them. I was really excited to revisit the game to see this new underground, like, complex, like, military bunker complex system, and the changes to the Livonia map, which is the DLC map that I've owned for, like, you know, years now, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna revisit the game, I'm gonna reinstall this and that, and then you see, like, actually how these changes play out firsthand, and it's, like, very quickly apparent. So I just don't understand how they could go through an experimental branch, like, or experimental servers testing phase, and not have people all be like, why is everything ruined? Everything I find is ruined. I can't find anything. Like, there's no way that everybody unanimously is like, this is great. I love playing where I can't find any loot and I can't repair anything and the durability system is trash. Like, there's no way that people are thinking that. They're not. Sorry, they're not. This is more interesting and exciting to me. Like, how far can I go before my guy dies? Can I see the edge of the map? Are we gonna get to some water? I don't know. Never ran off the edge of the map of Livonia. But I did it on Chernarus, so I know you don't die anymore. I always thought you would just get auto-killed when you reach the edge of the map, but nah, you can keep going. And I already know that now, so fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going. Like, this is much more interesting than finding badly damaged clothes in every fucking room that I loot, in every building, instead of adding another durability between pristine and worn, and adding an actual percentage or a number value that people can see. Because if you did those types of things, maybe all the modded servers that just leave your vanilla rules behind would actually adopt some of the vanilla rules, because they're actually kind of cool and good, and add to, like, the immersion aspect and playability of it. But instead, it's just like, oh yeah, you're just gonna find nothing usable ever, everything's damaged. Like, okay, here's the thing. There's a very clear distinction between, I find guns, you know, that are, like, worn, pristine, worn, or damaged, or whatever, and then all the ammo I used to find was pristine. Every single box of ammo I ever found, I'm almost certain in this game, in vanilla, was pristine durability. Now you find ammo that's, like, badly damaged. So, like, not only do you have to worry about finding better clothes and armor and gear and shit that's in better condition and repairing it, now you can just find, like, wander around for hours, find a fucking gun that's damaged or something, and then find ammo that's badly damaged, and in the one moment you need to defend yourself, you have 3 badly damaged bullets and a damaged gun, and it fucking jams on you. You're mostly just running between really spread out towns and points of interest so that you could hope you could get some food so that you and water so you could get and that's clean so you don't get sick and you can get to the next town to find more shit, right? Well, yeah, like before you do all that and you go through all that bullshit because eventually you find a gun, you find some ammo, and you get kitted up. But it's like now you can't even find those things that aren't fucking damaged or badly damaged. You just get some bullshit. So there's no even payoff for dealing with all the other annoying elements of the vanilla setup. At least in the old version, like, oh, dude, I found a fucking Blaze or a fucking Tundra or whatever, some gun that you like and you want, and then I put a hunting scope on it and I got whole stacks of ammo. Like, good luck finding any of that shit at all now, and that it's not all completely damaged or ruined. Like, the actual payoff of dealing with all the bullshit and survival stuff that's nitpicky is gone now. You can't even find those really nice items that you were surviving to find anymore. You're just pushing more people away from the vanilla servers in long term. I've played modded on this game so much that it's just boring to me now. So I want to like experience the game how it's supposed to be, how the developers think that you should play it in vanilla. The struggle that you have to go through to to even maybe get a glimpse at the news area, it's like, also it's just baffling to me that these maps go so far past. It makes no sense to me. Like a little bit I can see, like, right, like to the hill, it's like, okay, you see the hills and then it kind of fades off and nothing renders, so you don't lose immersion. But bro, like multiple hills and mountains with valleys with nothing in between past the edge of the map, it's actually insane to me that this even exists. Another thing is like suppressors. Did you find a suppressor pristine, whether it's modded or vanilla? Like, dude, that thing, that shit is worn, damaged, badly damaged, ruined. Like, you're talking like a few magazines. You start shooting a few bullets, that shit's fucking ruined. So like, what now? You're just gonna find already broken suppressors? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, because I know that they aren't ignorant to the fact that everybody plays modded. Like, look at Namalsk. Namalsk was like the most popular map for like a while. It's not even in the game. The whole fucking map is a mod, bro. Like, not only is it a modded server, that's not even a map of the game. It's a fucking mod. Like, yeah, one of the developers made it, but why wouldn't they just do that and release it as the company? You know, it's just like, the fact that even among the developers themselves, the best content and the updates they've released are to a mod tells you everything that you need to know. Because this guy went outside of his position at the company to create the content on his own, right? So there's somebody there who was like, we should damage everything in the game so that you can't find anything pristine anymore, and then release an update to Livonia so that people have to buy the DLC to see it if they don't have it, you know? It's like, oh my god, dude. Just the epitome of, like, the corporate versus the guy who actually cares about the game and its community and its long-term future. Like, by making that map and everything that comes with that, soundtrack, etc., like, that has done wonders for the game and its player base count. Much beyond. Another thing you can't ignore is that because this mod was released by the developer independently, and the map itself, which is a mod, then this actually sold more copies of the game through Steam and whatnot, because there's people who didn't have the game already who saw Namalsk and wanted to play that. So he actually helped the company also through these actions. Like, you can't ignore that that's the case. Yeah, man, I'm gonna show you a really cool magic trick, but I'm gonna have to smash each one of your toes with a hammer and break them one by one first. It's like, I don't really care about your magic trick that much. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna keep my toes, dude. Like, it's because there's mystery to this. I've never actually seen. You see that thing on the horizon there? I've never even been out there before. I don't know if I just die when I reach it. Is there water on the other side? I have no clue. But if I turn around or I respawn back on the map and I run around, I know exactly what all of the loot looks like. Like, there's so many ways that you could just get sick out of nowhere, which totally fucking ruins your run, period. Like, every time. It's like one time have I found Tetra and got better and was like, thank God. Every single, it's like, if you get sick in this game, it's like, don't, it's kind of ridiculous. When you think about, like, how resilient the human body is in real life, people get sick with way worse things than, like, a cold or, like, some stomach shit all the time and get better. When the fuck have you ever been sick with a flu or an infection or a cold and you can't drink water? You get clean water or, like, nice clean piece of cooked lean chicken or bread or something, and you can't take a bite or two of that without throwing up. It's honestly so dumb. It's not realistic and it's not fun either. So what's the point, right? Makes no sense. Like, I mean, and then realistically, like, if you want to talk about, like, how fast your food bar goes down, a person of normal weight like this, like just an average human being with average body weight, could live for literally weeks without eating. Yet in this game, all of a sudden, like, I haven't eaten for two minutes, bro. I'm red food. I'm dying. I'm losing health. Like, cause I didn't need a snack cracker in the last 30 minutes. Like, what the fuck? It is the dumbest shit, bro. It's just disappointing to me that like, it's a shame because there's so many parts of this game that are really cool and really immersive and just cool shit, like IV starter kits, and like you have to like test your blood type to make sure you can receive what types of blood you can receive if you're low on blood, like there's really cool elements of the game and like stuff like that, but then just like making the blanket decision to just ruin the loot pool, I don't understand at all. Makes no sense to me. Like, I can understand finding like a really high value or like, high caliber rifle or something, and it's like damaged, worn, damaged, badly damaged. That's fair then, because you gotta like find a fucking weapon cleaning kit if you can find one, and repair the gun, and then like maybe you get some ammo for that. That's cool, but as far as like just regular any old knife or fucking pistol or whatever the fuck thing you find, like when you're just trying to get a first weapon, like it's ridiculous that those are just going to be badly damaged and damaged all the time. Because especially knives, like, yeah, you can find sharpening stones, but they're not that fucking common. Sharpening stones are not that easy to find. Even if you look in every single one of those like outhouse things and industrial buildings or whatever, just places they spawn, they're not that common, like there's not that many spawns of them. So I think like the most I've ever had maybe was like 3 or 4 on me, was when I was just like a glutton of them, and like that's over like a week of IRL time playing on a character and accumulating shit. So now I just find perfect example yesterday. I tried to play this without recording, just to fuck around, and I had a cleaver that was already fucked up, like already badly damaged or whatever, and I was dying of food, and I witnessed a zombie fighting a cow. So I went up to it, and then right as I'm getting there, the zombie killed the cow, finished the cow off, killed it, and then comes at me. So then I killed the zombie, and then I cut skin and quarter the cow. So I cut up all, I get all the meat and everything. Doing that ruined my cleaver, which was the only sharp item and or weapon I had. Meaning that I could not cut bark off of a tree, or cut up anything into rags, or start a fire, period. I happened to run into another guy that I was like, hey man, I'm about to die, I have meat if you want to help me start a fire. Like, I could barely move because I was like red health at this point. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I looked everywhere for another knife, for another anything. I literally would have not have been able to do anything. My problem before with the game was I would get full kitted, like everything I have is like pristine, worn, whatever, and I repair it best I can, and I have a bunch of guns and ammo, and then I'm like, alright, I feel ready, like I'm ready to fight. And then I would just run around and not be able to find anybody. I'd go like town to town, not seeing anybody ever, so I'd be like, alright, I'm gonna stop in this town, I'm gonna just like shoot a bunch of zombies, make a bunch of noise, keep shooting, like see if anybody comes, Still nobody comes. Then you keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. trying to find PvP and you can't, it's like the game gets boring really fucking fast. So that was my problem before, was that, yeah, it was a struggle to get stuff, but eventually you could get kitted, and you'd find everything you wanted or wanted to use, or at least something decent, and then like, there you go. But now, I'm never even going to be able to reach that point, because every item you're going to have is going to be worn, damaged, badly damaged, doesn't affect the most of the people who play the game negatively, so therefore it's not a bad patch, because everybody just ignores that part and just changes the rules on their server to something different, right? But to be forced to play on a vanilla servers, you have people who are working really hard and diligently and putting out great, amazing contents and updates to their mods. No soundtrack on this. Livonia doesn't have a fucking special soundtrack. Namalsk has its own original soundtrack and then like 12 or 15 additional tracks that they also put out. Like, you can't ignore the fact that like everything else is neglected, and then it's like, hey, you know how we haven't updated Livonia for years? There's a new system, a new map. We did a whole new map. There's all these bunkers and stuff. Oh, by the way, when you get there, all the loot is fucked. Have fun. It's like,
I'm honestly astonished at how far you can go out here.